versus the world. We may not be right, but we don't know what about. Versus the world. We don't fuck around. If we did, we found out we are drunks. Versus the world. We may not be right, but we don't know what about.
Hey, Lucas, do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
What time is it?
9:21.
9:22.
Oh.
But it's also time for a new episode of Drunks
Let's
vs.
go.
the World. This week, we were going to record yesterday. We didn't. Not a big deal. And Justin isn't here this week, which is all right, too. Guy probably needs to decompress a little bit, because both of you guys do.
Oh, for sure.
Fuck.
But him in particular, he's dealing with, all the STI issues that he has.
Yeah.
It's gonorrhea.
It is.
And
he's had it more than once.
Mm-hmm.
He just never finishes his pills, and then he just gets it again anyway. So
the chlamydia was inconclusive.
Hey,
he has to redo the test.
Hey, STDs are not a clap about. Get it? Yeah.
Boo, boo.
And I'm just gonna put this out there because I need to. How was your week, Lucas?
Fucking terrible.
I'm sorry, buddy. I know on top, with work, I know you're fucking irate.
I hate my job.
Irate with work.
I fucking hate it.
And I know Justin's in the same boat with you.
I might start selling drugs.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Like what kind? Are we talking ibuprofen?
I mean,
Motrin.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the gateway drug. I'm gonna start selling pot.
Oh, I thought you said gateway drug, heroin. That's what I started with.
That's like step 2.
Oh, okay.
It's pot, heroin, and meth.
Okay, and then you go to like the hallucinogenics, the really hard shit.
Yeah.
The wife was watching a TV show off Netflix. It was a British comedy or British show anyway. It was like an 8-episode series, and it was called Baby Reindeer. And it was fucked up, dude. I don't know. Apparently, this is a true story anyway. Some fucked up things happen to this poor guy. Like, this guy's like mentoring him into how to help him get his comedy show off the fucking, and be a celebrity with his comedy. And he was writing a script, I think, for a TV show and whatever. But this guy kept feeding him drugs. Like, and we're not talking just. First, it was just like a little bit of weed. Then it was some coke. And then it was like, oh, here's some liquid MDA. And here's some pop fucking this. And take that and heroin. And then the guy ends up fucking, raping him and milking his fucking prostate.
Jesus.
He said he woke
This
up.
took a turn.
Right? And this guy, he's like, there's one time I woke up and my dick's in his mouth. Or I woke up and I went to the bathroom and I got his congealed fucking spit on my dick, And I'm like,
what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, dude, this is a fucked up show. And I was like, why am I watching this? Why am I going to the next episode?
And why is my dick hard?
Right? And what's on my dick,
Why is there congealed spit on my dick?
I wasn't writing a fucking TV show.
Show is magic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we went to trivia the first time in quite a while.
Yes, and our teammates, when I first showed up, because I got there like 20 minutes before you did, I sat down at the table and they were like, our one teammate said, I just told my mom, she plays for another team. I just told my mom, because she asked when you guys were coming back. I said, I don't think they're ever coming back. And that was literally like 5 minutes before I walked in the door. So she came back to the table and was like, did you lie to me? Why did you lie to me?
Yeah. And we didn't do well.
Yeah.
Didn't do well.
We weren't even top 3 going into the final question.
No. We were off our game.
We're dumb.
We're ridiculously stupid.
It has nothing to do with the fact that we drink all this alcohol.
No. I don't even know what you're talking about alcohol. I'm this is what you would call fermented barley.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went back to the old trivia hole yesterday to watch the Timberwolves game, and one of the people that I know from there, you know her, she always tells the same story about me if she's ever close enough. She was there, sat a couple seats away from me, and one of her friends came, and she was trying to tell the same story of when we first met and how I like interfered with some horrific couple that likes to sit with them. They're terrible. But I was like, first off, you tell this story literally every time I see you. You've told it to this lady like 7 times before, okay? She doesn't care anymore. And then she started talking about trivia.
No.
And she was like, he plays trivia all the time. He's the smartest person I know. And I was like, you need to know smarter people. Like,
I'm not that smart, by the way.
I'm reasonably smart, but I'm nothing special. Like, I'm... You're telling on yourself when you say that about me.
You're making yourself look stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. When we went there was a lot of questions. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, what does this mean? What the hell happened while we were gone for like the last 6 weeks?
Yeah.
7 weeks, whatever it was.
There were some questions that were poorly phrased, and...
Right, and we got that, and they were just like, hey, we know that there's more than one answer, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just, if you give me one of the two and you're good.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what that question was, by the way.
Yeah, I don't either. I think... we didn't do as bad as we think we did. It was just... It came down to a couple questions where we were like 50-50.
Yeah.
Went with the wrong answer. If we had gotten those, we're probably top 3.
Right. Well, and obviously, you know that my week hasn't changed any.
Yeah.
But I can say, I think in the next week or two, I think I got to go to the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Again, and finally see if they know anything, which they're not gonna. They ain't gonna know shit.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. Went to Detroit Lakes today, checked it out. Went to a flea market.
Cool town.
Yeah. This time of year, it is. It's,
Summer in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota is awesome.
Yes.
Okay. All my friends couldn't wait to move away from Detroit Lakes. I'm sorry. I fucking love DL.
But the thing is, if they moved as far away, you know, a lot of them, if they lived far away, they probably moved an hour away.
Yeah.
And then they go back every weekend because they can go to the lake, or their parents got a spot on a lake in that area or whatever. That Detroit Lakes is the place to be.
Yep.
If you're from the Fargo-Moorhead area, that is the place to be in the summertime.
Yep. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time. And
you should go to the Long Bridge Bar and Restaurant if you're ever in Detroit Lakes.
Actually, the wife brought that up today on our way there and said that we should all take a trip down there one of these days.
You should. It's good.
Your brother has a part of it, doesn't he?
Yeah, my brother is like part owner. Mm-hmm. It's sort of becoming a family business for his kids and him. It's awesome.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's just good, like classic bar food. You know, it's don't go there and think you're going to get a 12-ounce steak or get a burger, get some fries. Oh, it's fucking good.
Yeah. So any of our listeners that hang out in that area,
tell them Drunks versus the World sent you.
Yes.
They won't have any idea what that
They'll be like, who the fuck are those guys? Or girls or gals. It could be ladies. Yeah, they never know.
Yeah.
Right on. I know this is a sore subject.
Oh, it's very sore.
And we have to talk about it a little bit.
NBA playoffs. God damn it.
Before we go really deep into it, there's a play that me and you we talked about since last night.
Yes.
That fucking out of bounds foul. Kyrie
Irving on Jaden McDaniels, 40 seconds to go in the game.
Was it 40 or 30?
It was about 40.
Okay.
Timberwolves are up 2. They have the ball.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was a rebound. It was a loose ball, whatever.
It was a rebound.
Jaden McDaniels gets it on the baseline. Kyrie Irving
hacks him.
Just not even close to the ball.
Plain as day.
Straight across both of his arms.
Yep.
McDaniels loses the ball. It goes out of bounds. The referee
was standing right there.
Literally 2 feet away, staring at this play.
Yep.
Sees what happens. He knows it was a foul because that's the only reason he could have said, yes, that's Timberwolves ball.
Yep.
Because it went out of bounds. They gave possession to the Timberwolves, even though it was clearly McDaniels had it last.
Yep.
He sees the foul on Kyrie. It goes out of bounds. They say Timberwolves ball.
Yep.
Okay.
They called the out of bounds.
Yep. Okay. So at that point, that's fine. All right. I mean, it could be better. First off, we're in the penalty, so they should have called a foul, 2 free throws.
Yep.
Instead, because clearly McDaniels touched it last, even though he was fouled, the Mavericks challenged the call.
Yep.
So the referees look at it. They see the foul. They even, in the explanation of the call, they say that, yes, McDaniels was fouled, but we can't call a foul on the replay. Therefore, it is out of bounds on Minnesota Dallas ball.
Yep. They can't, yeah. Because they also called it out of bounds. They called the out of bounds instead of calling the foul.
Yeah. And
if he would have, all he had to do, the problem with this fucking call is the rule.
Yep.
Is the rule.
It is the rule.
And so all the referee was looking right at the fucking play. There's a cameraman right behind him, and he's looking directly at it. And you can see that the ref seen the fucking hack and called out of bounds anyway.
Yep. And there's the only reason that referee could have said it's Timberwolves ball is if he knew that was a foul.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just, I don't want to call a foul, but it was a foul, so we'll keep it with the Timberwolves. Problem with that is, you're a referee, you should know the fucking rules, and if they challenge it, they get the ball.
Yeah.
Call the goddamn foul.
Yep.
Like, you go from a 2-point lead with 40 seconds left. Now you give the ball back to Dallas. Instead, it should have been 2 free throws. So it should have been a 3 or 4 point lead with 40 seconds left.
Yep.
What happens next?
Luka gets the ball.
Luka he does what he does. He hits a shot. He yells at people. He probably bitched to the referees claiming he got fouled. I don't know. That's all he does. Fuck him.
From what I seen was after he drained it.
Oh, he fucking yelled at Rudy.
And he told him, he goes, you can't fucking block me or you can't guard me.
And this is another thing. If Anthony Edwards did that to someone, that's a technical foul. It doesn't matter what time of the game it is. If he does that, that's a technical foul on Anthony Edwards. Luka does it, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I get it's crunch time, but you already fucked up this previous call, gave the game to the fucking Mavericks. No, you fucking call that.
And at what point do you think that they might start looking back into the NBA refs about...
These refs are fucking dirty, crooked. I don't know if it's just the refs and a gambling issue, could be, or it's Adam Silver just dictating, look, obviously we want you to call it as fair as possible, but here are the teams that are going to make us the most money. Minnesota's not one of them.
Yeah, we got a year left. Not even. I think isn't at the end of this fucking year. TNT, TBS don't have the fucking...
Yeah, TNT is done. It's going to NBC. Although...
Which will go to Peacock. Yeah. And I also heard that it might go to... I heard something about Netflix and even Prime.
So, yeah, Prime definitely has some of the games. I think they have the in-season tournament games next year.
Peacock's getting it. You know Peacock will.
If NBC gets it, they'll put some of the games on Peacock. But apparently, I think TNT is owned by Warner Brothers Disney. And
I thought TNT's owned by TBS, which is Turner Broadcasting.
But there's so many corporations, they just gobble up other corporations.
Right.
So apparently right now Warner Brothers still gets the opportunity to match the offer of one of these networks. So
I think it's just, but I think the problem's going to be is that they'll just throw too much money at it. I hope it goes to NBC. I do too. It's easier to watch.
Yeah, Peacock is great. It's $5.99 a month for the Peacock, Peacock, yeah.
By the way, we're not paid by NBC.
We're not paid by NBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN.
But if any of you want to pay us, we gladly take your money.
We need it.
Yeah, we do. My internet bills do.
I'm probably going to lose my job soon because I don't care anymore. So
yeah,
could definitely use a handout or two.
Yeah, right. So we're actually watching the Boston Indianapolis game.
I told you guys.
It's down by 6. Yeah.
I told you guys when Indy was up 17.
Yep.
The refs are going to
do something.
They're going to close this gap. And what's happened? Yep. It's now a 6-point game.
Yep. And it is fucked up because in this problem that we've talked about many times over many years, and before we even started our podcast, is that the NBA, it seems rather weird that every game, once it gets to a certain point, goes 7 rounds.
The worst thing that you can do, I was thinking about this today as I was reflecting upon the Timberwolves loss last night. The worst thing that you can do as an NBA team in the playoffs is in the first 2.5 quarters, get up by like 20 points.
Yep.
Because the referees will see that and think, look, we got to get this game under control.
Yeah.
And they will do everything that they can to get that team that's behind back into the game.
Well, see, and that's again, I mean, some of the refs already got popped once, and the one got fucking taken down. But he's still reffing.
He was the sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
No, because the one that's still reffing, he was the one that guy, the one that he can't ref anymore.
Yeah. You're right. He's the one who got told by,
Yep, he would call him 100 times that day.
Yep.
Before the bets.
Yep.
So he's out of the league, but the guy that would take those calls, he's still a head official.
Yep. And so it does look very suspicious, especially with that play. Like I said, the camera was on him. And the ref probably doesn't know it, but the camera was right on him.
It was,
and it was an obvious hack job on McCarthy.
Yep. And Kyrie Irving already had 4 fouls, I think, before the third quarter was done.
Yep.
And
he did.
As soon as he got his 4th foul, he could just hack and hack. They would not call anything on him.
Yep.
And that was
I'll give you that.
Perfect example of it.
I'll give you that. I mean, we did have we were texting last night after the game and everything, and you were very heated.
Yeah, I do take it back. I won't slit the throats of those referees.
Yeah.
I might punch them if I see them, though.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, my ire is not necessarily at the referees. I mean, you're trash, obviously.
And that's widely known.
Yeah. You guys are fucking cheaters. This is the worst year of officiating I've ever seen. My real problem is with Luka Doncic.
Yeah, you don't like him even a little bit.
This guy, first off, the guy's talent is undeniable.
Before you go any further, be really quick. I do remember when he first came into the league, you were like the first 2 years, you were like, this guy's a fucking boss. He can fucking play.
He is incredible.
Okay.
He can hit shots like
that shouldn't be made.
Yeah, he's virtually unguardable. Well, I recognize that. I recognize his talent. He's amazing.
Those passes he was making inside the paint. Oh my fucking God.
He can do everything. The thing about him He is the biggest fucking crybaby I have ever seen on the basketball court. If someone so much as looks at him when he takes a shot, he'll make the shot and then he'll spend half the time running down the court with his arms out, yelling at the referees saying that was a foul. It is so absurd how much he calls for fouls even on plays that are so obviously not fouls. He is just a goddamn little fucking baby.
So he's the Patrick Mahomes of the NBA.
I wouldn't go that far with Mahomes. Luka is way worse. Way worse.
Pat calls for him. You're a way bigger NBA than you are NFL fan.
Very true.
But I'm a way bigger NFL than I am. And
also very true.
Also being a Raiders fan, I'm not saying about Pat because of being a Raiders fan, but I'd say that about him even in other games he's played against other players or other teams. I mean, the guy fucking, if they come too close to him, he gets they throw a flag, roughing the passer.
Yeah,
and he wasn't even on the play. Yep. They're throwing it, and especially if the Raiders are playing him.
And that's a problem with the NFL too. It's gone so far into we have to protect the quarterback.
It's easier to cover fucking dumb refs in the NFL and even the MLB than it is in basketball.
Yeah,
basketball. I mean, again, and I'll bring this up a third fucking time. The cameraman was behind the ref.
Yep.
Who called? And do we know who the ref was? And do we know how long he's been in the league?
Someone knows, but
so do we? I mean, was it a rookie mistake? Maybe, possibly.
I don't think it was.
Maybe the guy maybe he meant to call the foul, but instead he called the fucking out of bounds.
I think as soon as he called it Timberwolves ball, he had already fucked up.
Yeah.
At that point, the only way he could have called it Timberwolves ball is if he saw the foul.
Yeah.
Because it was so clearly out on McDaniels.
Yeah.
And the only way that could have happened was because of the foul.
Right. I think
he saw it. He was.
I mean, let's be honest, because I guarantee. I don't know if there's I guess I haven't been on SportsCenter or seen anything about the call.
Even the NBA admits they fucked up. They should have called that foul.
Okay, so there's a possibility of a investigation into that ref. I bet you anything, because they've already got a proven track record of having fucking coaches fucking working points.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility, but I wouldn't count on it, because if it happened against like the Knicks, or God forbid it happens against the Warriors or the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, then they're going to be really forceful about it. That was wrong.
If that was the case, I mean, if that would be the case, fucking the Lakers and the Warriors be in the playoffs right now.
They've sucked this year, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They were.
LeBron made it through the fucking play-in and then lost in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did the Warriors even? No, they didn't.
They didn't even. They lost in the play-in. They lost in the play-in. Yeah. And that's me being, I'm not a huge NBA fan. I do watch.
You're a Warriors fan.
But I am a Warriors fan. But me being me, I watch more basketball if I'm hanging out with you and Justin.
Yeah.
And I try to watch. The wife doesn't like basketball. She loves Michael Jordan. But she's, since we met, she watches a lot of football with me. And every once in a while, she might watch some baseball with her dad. She's more of a baseball fan than she is, well...
I don't know how anyone can be a baseball
God, it's so fucking boring.
It's so slow.
So boring. It's like golf. Why do we even let that be a sport?
The thing about golf, though, is that you at least...
There's a lot of fucking hand-eye coordination. And
when you're watching it, there's so many players going that they can at least show you a good shot.
Yeah.
Every, 10 minutes or a terrible shot every 10 minutes, which is equally as fun to watch.
Right. So,
Except for that Grayson.
Yeah, sorry. Rip.
R.I.P. I hope he didn't kill himself. I kind of think that's probably what happened, but
yeah, I really hope that that wasn't the case either. There's
mental
obviously there was mental health issues there,
and that's why they're speculating about suicide, is because he's been well known to have those issues.
And then you didn't make the cut
when he pulled out as soon as he knew he wasn't going to make the cut, and
But the thing is, he still had one hole to go. Still had
exactly. He could have gotten back to the cut.
Yeah, all he had to do was fucking birdie the next hole. But I guess that's easier said than done.
Yeah, And at the same time, it could have been one of the where he was looking for an out.
Yes. I mean,
he could have been at that point where he's like, "Oh, I'm 3 over. I get to kill myself now."
It's unfortunate. Again, mental health.
Yeah. Look, if you got mental health issues, talk to someone.
Yep.
It's not weakness.
Drink a beer and talk to somebody.
Yeah. It's not weakness to admit that you have.
I'm not making light of it because it's serious. It's very serious. And the guy, I mean, he was a good golfer.
Yeah, he's won 2 events. That's 2 more events than 99.999%
of those other guys. Yeah. No
one will ever win, like, comparatively. To him, no one else will win as many championships as he did.
Right.
Like, it's practically 0.
Yeah. Tis what it is, my man. So we're watching this game, and like you said, is that somehow Boston is coming back. And
they just called a foul on Indiana.
Yeah.
Even though it clearly looked like Tatum pushed.
It did look like Tatum pushed. It really did.
But this is the thing, is Indiana was up 17. They couldn't have it.
No.
Because they're not a big market, not compared to Boston.
Ted Turner just wants to squeeze as much money out as he can before he loses them.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I thought about that. I thought that for years, though. Because... I mean, I think who was the last team to go to the finals and not go 7 games? I think it had to be Chicago.
I don't remember, actually.
Because, there's that meme, Michael Jordan. So what's game 7, They never went game 7 or 7 games.
Maybe not in the finals. I know, like, Indy took them there at least once. Because of Reggie's dirty fucking push.
He didn't, Mr. Jordan there didn't win anything until Scottie Pippen came.
Pippen, greatest role player of all time.
And then they won 3 more once Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Steve Kerr showed up.
Yep.
Because he lost, 3 times to the fucking Pistons to Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah was a beast.
Bad man, that boy on the court. He was a bad man, So, wait, didn't even Larry Bird even beat him, I think, the very first time? I think Pistons beat him. So, if you want to count it, I think he made it to the finals twice before he actually, or he went to the finals twice before he actually won, but he went to the playoffs 3 times in his first 3 years in the league.
Yeah.
And he lost out. So.
The thing with Pippen is, I don't know that there's ever been a guy who was so good defensively, but also was
a hell of a shooter.
Like, he could be he could have been a number 1 option on a lot of teams.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, he was that good.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and then they got Rodman, who had already had 2 rings.
Rodman
played against Jordan with the fucking Pistons.
And the Spurs. Like, yeah. Rodman, to me, is the single greatest defender of all time.
Oh, definitely.
When you take his rebounding and his defense into account, like, holy shit.
He could study a player. Like, have you heard his take on LeBron? He's like, LeBron. He can play. He doesn't take anything away from his talent. He goes, but it only took me 2 games to figure out how I could shut him down. And he goes, if he goes to the left foot, he does this. If he goes to his right foot, he does that. He had everything already lined out. He goes, I can tear up fucking LeBron.
Yep. I think there's nobody that Dennis Rodman couldn't defend.
Right. Well,
he was the only guy that could defend Shaq.
Yes.
Like Shaq, I think
Shut him
Shaq
down.
even admits, like, Rodman is the only guy he was ever worried about.
Yep.
He is such a freak of nature as an athlete.
Yeah.
He'd go out partying till 3, 4 in the morning. He'd show up at practice at 7 a.m. and he would outrun everybody.
Yeah.
Like he'd
show up 45 minutes late, not even shower.
Yep.
Go out there, go to practice, and then leave without showering, go to the club, and he's got bitches all over.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just was it's something else, that guy.
Yeah. So we also watched King and Queen of the Ring today.
Yes. It was a good show.
It was. And the fucked up thing was we didn't even know there was a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was overseas in the kingdom, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. No, it wasn't Riyadh.
It was Riyadh. No, it was it started with a J.
Yeah, like Jihad or
Yeah.
G, whatever. Anyway.
Riyadh was just to the east of it, but
And so there was one match I'm glad that we missed, which was that tag match.
yeah. But first, before that, you called it. You called it right away. I don't remember who it was. We had all immediately been like, that's an odd outfit for her to wear.
Oh.
And you called it right away. Like, it's probably a dress code thing in Saudi Arabia. And sure as shit, it absolutely was. There was not a single female wrestler from the WWE, or not even wrestler, even referee, that had bare skin showing that wasn't her neck up
or
hands,
her hands or neck up. Yes,
Yep.
There was no cleavage.
Not even forearms.
No,
even the referees were wearing long sleeve shirts.
Yep.
Because Saudi Arabia is a
hates women,
backwards country.
They hate women.
Yes, that
wasn't it. You told me you said that that there is more gay porn watched in Saudi Arabia than any country in the world. The
specifically the Muslim countries. Oh yeah. This game, the referees have taken this game over.
I'm sorry. Before we go any further, but they were just down like fucking 8 points. Now
it's 112-111. Boston is ahead.
Jesus Christ!
They were down 17 about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, but they were just down.
Just down 8. Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow they fucking came back. Holy fuck.
Yeah. This is what the entire season of the NBA has been. There's been more huge leads blown this year than I think probably ever in the history of the NBA.
It's crazy.
And it's entirely because they're trying to control the games.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
It really is.
Congress should fucking open an investigation into NBA and officiating and shit, just like they did with steroids in Major League Baseball, because they're committing fraud against...
It's against the fans,
investors, sponsors of the teams.
Yeah, it is.
They're trying to control these games, and I guarantee you,
they'll find some.
If you get their emails, you subpoena their emails, there's gonna be a whole boatload of fucking fraud going on in the NBA.
Yep.
Fuck you, Adam Silver. You're a dirty fucking crook. Somehow you're worse than David Stern.
Yeah,
you piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So before we go any further into the wrestling that we're talking about, we got 38 seconds left on the game. Literally, they were down 8 points. Literally 10, 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, like this game, I wasn't even concerned about like it being on, and like you know how sometimes you react and the people listening would be like, what was that?
Right.
I wasn't even concerned about that happening because the Indy was just so far ahead.
Yep.
No, there's a foul. They're going to call a foul there.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Because the guy was dribbling and the guy, he stopped on a dime. But he turned in time to get hit.
Someone tried to play defense.
Yeah.
And the referees couldn't allow that to go unchecked.
Right. Even though that has been going on the whole game.
Yep.
The whole game. And so Congress, I mean, what's Congress going to do though? Congress can't do shit. I really don't think they can because it's technically there. I guess they could. There's investors involved.
Exactly.
Yep, they can't.
There's money involved, so the law will do. They've got broad authority because there's.
I don't think it really has to do with the money. I think it's because it's money, but it's because there's people that say there's a guy who fucking pumped. Who's a minority owner, but he pumped $10 million into that team. There's another guy who might have fucking invested $1 million, and it's national conglomerates or what do you call them? Those companies that do the investing for other people,
like hedge funds.
Yes.
Yep.
So they'll get a group. You get a group, and so you'll have one guy who might be a majority owner of the team. But for him to fucking cover his ass with his money, you have these hedge fund players who fucking turn around and say, I can get you, say, NBA teams say, I can get you $700,000 or $700 million, and we're going to fucking do this for you. But we own 40% of the team. You own 60%.
Yep.
And so now the...
Nice
Congress.
Travel by Jason Tatum that went uncalled.
Yep. Oh, and they didn't throw.
Holy
that.
shit! They didn't call a foul.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
They could win this
got
game.
a chance.
Throw it up. Come on. Oh, are you shitting me? With 1.1 seconds left, another foul, right?
NBA, your game is no longer legitimate.
Yeah.
I don't accept any championship from
Probably.
at least this year. Well, unless it's the Timberwolves, but
Yeah.
but it's not gonna be with the way that these referees call the games.
Oh yeah.
That was a blocking foul.
Yeah. Watch, we'll see it right here. Yep.
Oh, that's a block. Come on.
He pushed his body in front of him and then swiped at it from underneath. That ain't a steal. That's a blocking foul.
That's a textbook blocking foul.
Yep.
Like this.
So this game is going where it shouldn't have went.
Yeah,
I blame.
The NBA is not a legitimate sporting organization.
Here's maybe we could,
unless they get this right. They're challenging it.
right. So, but here's what you could. Maybe it isn't the NBA. It could be bigger than the NBA. It could be the fucking the channel, the fucking broadcasting company.
Yeah, right now it's sports in general. This year has had the worst officiating across the board.
See, now look what the NCAA finally did. They finally allowed these college kids to earn some money.
Earn that money, yep.
And they deserved it because the fucking colleges were making hundreds of $millions off of these kids. And those kids, they couldn't have jobs. They couldn't fucking work on their part. They couldn't do anything.
Yep, it was basically like indentured servitude.
Yep. Yep. The video games came out. NCAA football.
Yep, they had all the licensing to every fucking player's likeness.
Their likeness and everything.
The fight against that all started with one kicker from some little team in the NCAA. He was a great kicker, and he started selling his own merchandise, and NCAA tried to sue him for it, and that's where this whole thing blew up from. And
isn't it Reggie Bush finally got his Heisman back?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah. Because out of all fucking NFL players to say anything about it was fucking Johnny Manziel said Reggie needs to get his shit back.
Yeah.
Now that No, that they're allowing the nil players to earn, what's it called, nil?
Yeah, I don't know.
They get, so if you're a fucking blue chipper for basketball, football, whatever, now you can make you can make $1 million. You can make a few $1 million. I guess we're about ready to see what happened. They're about ready to pull.
It's over. They're not even reviewing the blocking foul. They're reviewing the intentional foul on that guy. They're gonna claim it a clear path foul.
Think so?
I think so.
Let's see here. We'll tell you what happens here in 1 minute. If they turn the clock back, then they're gonna.
I think they're gonna call it a clear path foul. Let Drew Holiday shoot a free throw and then give them the ball. Yep. No.
Yeah.
I did see someone lining up at the.
Oh, they're gonna. Is that what they're calling the foul?
Okay,
yeah.
So people are at least lining up, so it's not a clear path foul. But I mean, they're
fouling him because he fucking hardly touched his arm.
They missed the blocking foul on the other end. This game's fucking crooked. Fuck you, NBA.
Yep.
Fuck you, Adam Silver.
No, they have to
Absolute
fucking
bullshit.
They have to fucking inbound it and drop it from fucking half court.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Maybe they have a timeout so that they can advance it, and then they get
maybe
just inbound, take a three.
They did. They're gonna take a timeout. So that's. I don't know a ton about NBA. I know more about football than I do know about the NBA, but I have seen some crazy shit going on for the last few years while I've been watching football with you guys. You know what? Here's the only thing that I can tell so far. The only sport that is fucking not as corrupt as the big three, hockey.
Yeah. And even they've had some bad officiating this year. Maybe it's not been nearly as egregious.
Professional cornhole.
Oh, yeah.
See? Actually, there was some on ESPN the other night.
It's fun to watch. Yeah. I like it.
Those guys are fucking good. They're good. Makes you wonder.
I just thought of something.
All right, here we go.
Last night, Timberwolves get up by 18 in the third quarter.
Yep.
Immediately, the game changes. Fouls get called way tighter. The Mavericks close the gap.
Yep.
18 points. This game, Indianapolis gets up 17 points. Immediately.
Game.
The referees tighten the calling. The gap closes.
Yep.
That's awfully coincidental.
Very coincidental.
It's like...
And it's been going on for the last few weeks.
Yeah. It's like there's a directive for the officials to don't let the game get beyond like 15 to 20 points.
Yep.
If it gets that out of hand, shut it down.
Yep.
Close it up.
You guys drop fucking 45 points. Oh.
Fuck the NBA. I hate the sport.
No, you love the sport.
I love the Timberwolves. I hate the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
Dirty ass league.
Dirty ass. No, I get it. It was that game. This game shouldn't have. Well, Timberwolves won that fucking game against the Nuggets 45 points.
Which was awesome.
The one that you said that if they go to 50, you'll sleep on the railroad tracks.
Yeah. If they don't win by 50. They only won by 45.
Yeah. When was the last time something like that happened in a playoff game?
And even as a Timberwolves fan, look what happened in that game 7. They got down by 20 in the third. Yep. The referees tightened up the fucking calling and the Timberwolves came back. It shouldn't have gotten that far. The referees brought it to game 7, but...
Yep. And again, game 7. Game 7's a magic number, folks. Game 7's a magic number.
7's the key number.
How about 6-minute abs?
No.
What? No!
7's the key number.
Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired. Great flick, by the way.
Oh my God, that was such a blocking foul. Oh, okay.
It was. So, like we were just talking about, we were going back. We're going to wrestling. There was a match that we missed, which I'm glad we missed.
It was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus somebody else.
Yeah, for the titles, tag titles, women's title, and they won. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. They just won it a month ago.
We all know they're only tag team champions right now to set up a feud between each other.
Right.
One of them is going to turn. I don't know if it'll be Bianca
It'll
or
be a
Jade,
while, though.
But
It'll be
that's
a
what's
while.
going to happen.
Yeah.
I just don't care about them as a tag team.
I just don't like Bianca Belair.
Her gimmick fucking sucks.
It is. Yeah. The other chick I dig, and she's a fucking ripped.
She's huge. She needs a little bit of work on her mic skills, but she's still a young wrestler. Mm-hmm. She's going to be just fine.
But this skipping down the aisle while
twirling
your hair is
Jesus.
fucking ridiculous.
So dumb.
Hate it.
She's an insane talent in the ring. Bianca is a fantastic wrestler.
Oh yeah.
She's one of the best female wrestlers of all time.
Right. And she should be able to just quit the twirling bullshit.
Yep.
Fucking
twirling and skipping and like it's just God, it's fucking bubblegum pop bullshit.
Right. If I want to see that shit, I'd fucking watch K-pop.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just I hate it. And
then we seen the Sami Zayn against who now?
So it was Sami Zayn against Bronson Reed and Chad Gable.
Right.
In a triple threat Intercontinental title match.
Now, wasn't Chad Gable the one who trained Sami to beat Gunther?
Yes.
Okay. Which Sami Zayn is, I believe, he's a gatekeeper wrestler.
Yeah,
he's a good wrestler. He knows his shit.
He's like solidly right between like the mid card, which is Intercontinental Champion, which is what he is.
Yeah,
he's at the top of the mid card right now, and he's just below main event status.
Yeah,
but I do think he should be a main eventer again. I think he's gonna be. I think he will be after his Intercontinental run is done.
I think what they need to do is they need to fix his. I mean, because people love him. You heard his pops. It's fucking crazy. They just need to fix his persona a little bit more. His gimmick. They need to do more, and they got to find something that really, really that he could jive with, that he could fucking just go up. Because you know what, I wasn't really a big fan of him, but then I knew that at one point they tried to make a run with him for the heavyweight championship, and then they just kind of
he was like ridiculously over at that time. Like he, by all rights, he should have beaten Roman or whoever it was at the time. It was I think it was Roman because it was during his 3-year run. So
and so they maybe put the brakes on it at the right time, and I think they're doing a great job with him. And for him if they would have had him lose his title already, would have been ridiculous. Because just listening to the pops just at this pay-per-view wasn't even
he's
nowhere near his where he's from or anything, even where his ancestors are from. The guy's pops in fucking Saudi Arabia was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he is so over right now. He definitely deserves to be the champ right now.
Right.
Intercontinental.
Yes.
Doesn't deserve Cody's.
No.
He could take Damien's though.
Yeah, I can see that. So then, who else we had? We had Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria. Yeah, Valkyria.
The Valkyrie of Ireland.
This chick was like fucking 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Going up against that fucking beast of a woman.
She was fucking good though.
She was.
This is what I have to give WWE so much credit for, is they basically turned Tough Enough into a new wrestling organization, NXT. NXT. Yep. Yeah. So that's sort of like the minor leagues for WWE, and the good ones, they get a shot. at the big show.
But that's the thing, is they basically put somebody up against like the big show.
Yeah.
This woman was not. She was very athletic. She knew her shit in the ring, but they put her up against a fucking just a brute of a woman.
Yeah.
And so, granted, everybody knew that there was no reason why she should have beat Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that.
Once I realized, like, halfway through the match that she's still in NXT,
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way she's going to win, because that would mean that she has to go from NXT to the WWE.
Well, and that's the thing.
Full time.
I think now that she's after this match, she's proven that she can go to one of the shows.
Yep, she'll be one of the next big call-ups from NXT.
Right. And so, I mean, she'll probably do like first 1, 2, or 3 matches during like Raw or SmackDown.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, she deserves it. Like I said, going into the match, I said, there's no way she's going to beat Nia Jax.
Right.
When I saw her entrance and I saw the fucking pop that she got from the crowd, and just her entrance was fucking sick. With those big ass black Valkyrie wings.
Right.
It was awesome. At that moment, I knew
she's a winner.
She's got a shot, until I learned that she was still just a full-time NXT wrestler.
And she was hot, though.
She's super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also fully clothed. Both of them.
Yeah. Fuck you, Saudi Arabia.
I don't watch wrestling to see women wear all clothes. I won't want to do that. I'd watch the fucking Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
So there was a couple. No, there was another match. The King of the Ring match.
Gunther versus Randy Orton.
I can't stand Gunther. I can't. I don't like him.
I think he's a great wrestling talent.
He really is.
And he's a very good heel, which is why I don't like him.
But he's not. As far as I'm concerned, he is nowhere near Randy Orton's level. But maybe you're right. Maybe Orton's there now to put people over.
That's sort of the big thing that a lot of these wrestlers do towards the end of their careers, is like
put people over.
Yep, it's passing of the torch.
But I don't think he's done. But I mean, yeah, he's. You know, when you look at these guys that have been in the fucking thing for 15, 20 plus years, their body has went through hell and back. And it doesn't matter how much of a physique you may have, how many muscles, because the guy's ripped.
Yeah, Orton's fucking huge.
Just jacked. But that doesn't mean that you can't get hurt. Look at Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at Stone Cold. Stone Cold wasn't even that ripped. He was just, but neck.
Yeah.
You know, look at who else. They were, fucking Draws from the Road Warriors. The guy he played for the fucking, for the Broncos. That guy was he was a beast.
Puke.
Yep, and paralyzed from the neck down. I mean,
and just a freak, like.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown paralyzed him, and D'Lo Brown was not a dangerous wrestler. He was a solid. I like D'Lo Brown. He was a good, like.
I think it just was. It happens.
It was
unfortunately.
It was a freak thing, and Draws, I don't think ever blamed him for it.
No, I don't think he did either. And then we had Cody versus fucking Logan Paul. You know, I'm sorry, but if you're a part-time wrestler like he is, you should never, ever have a title.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been able to sniff around the title scene.
Right.
The only reason he was able to is because Prime Energy Drink. He paid WWE millions of dollars to sponsor it.
Yep.
So they gave him a title shot.
And it's a title that, again, I wonder if they'll retire the title, because he only defends it during pay-per-views. He doesn't do house shows. He doesn't do fucking...
And it wasn't even on the line tonight.
No.
He's defended it twice in a year.
Yeah. And he doesn't... He goes to Raw or SmackDown, whichever. I think SmackDown's what he's on. No, he's on Raw.
I don't even think he's on either. He's on pay-per-views.
But what I mean, but no, he does go on the shows.
Like, the title does belong to one of the shows.
I think it might be maybe he pre-records it. But why? Because of his podcast?
Right? Like,
who gives a fuck?
He could do that podcast from anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, we're doing this in a garage.
No, it's just because
he's Logan Paul.
Yep.
He's got 25 million. But you know what? Fuck him, because you know what? He doesn't have nowhere near the numbers of Mr. Beast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's got, Mr. Beast has fucking 10 times the numbers.
Yeah, he's got like 100 million YouTube subscribers.
250 million.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But he's way more philanthropical or whatever you call it.
Just think about that. 250 million.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people on the planet.
Yep.
So he has 250 million. So a quarter of 7. What? He's got
like a 64th.
He has like a solid percentage of the entire Earth's population. That is insane.
And we just want 25.
Right? We want 20, like singular 25. Not 25%. No. 25 individual people.
Yeah,
okay?
That's 25 is what we want.
That aren't related to us.
Right. Shit, my relatives don't listen to us.
I don't even know about it.
My brother-in-law does.
Yeah. No,
so, I think we're missing a match, aren't we? Actually, I think there was only 5 matches.
Wait, yeah. So we didn't talk about Becky and Liv Morgan.
Oh God!
It was
a horrible match.
It was sloppy at times. Other times they pulled off some nice moves, nice sequences, but overall it was not great.
I think, unfortunately, the problem with Becky is that she might have an issue just like what happened with Lita. Because if I remember right, I believe Becky got hurt at one point.
Yeah, and
she was out for a while. Look at what happened with Lita. I think Becky might just not have the body to do it anymore. I mean, she's beautiful. She can. But that last match against fucking Rhea Ripley was not a good match. Ripley had a great match.
Oh, she never had a bad match. She's phenomenal.
But Becky hasn't had a decent match for a while.
Yeah. Becky...
And Liv isn't that great anyway.
She's not. Liv is...
She's just a pretty face.
Yep, she's a pretty face. She's middling in the ring. She's mid-level, not great. She's not terrible.
Right.
Like, there's bad wrestlers. She's not a bad wrestler.
Right. I mean,
But when you see someone like Rhea and Charlotte Flair...
That was...
When you look at those two...
That match was amazing.
Those two just on their own buried the rest of the division because they are on another level.
And there's that new... what the fuck is her name? We've seen her on Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania.
Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
She's...
Holy fuck.
She's amazing.
And she's a pretty face.
Yep. She's got the same build as like Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
But just...
I think she's a little bit taller, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
little taller,
way better wrestler.
Yep, she's incredible. There's good things that are going to happen in the women's division.
Yep.
Liv Morgan. Yep, Liv Morgan. I think
she's towards the end of her.
I think she does deserve the title because of like she's been popular for a long time.
Well, she was pregnant. She came back.
Yeah.
Her first match back, but also they needed somebody to pass Rhea's title to.
Yes,
and Becky was her and her husband.
Her and Seth were on vacation.
On vacation. They're taking time off. They're not going to be back for a while. But I think Triple H made a fucking phone call and said, "Hey, we need you back for at least a couple months.
Yep, we want you to just be a transitional champ."
We're gonna give it to Liv because Liv was on vacation with her. Yeah, there's pictures of Becky, Liv, and Seth on vacation on some beach, somewhere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I didn't know that they were. That's how much I haven't. I've been watching pay-per-views, but haven't been watching like weeklies, and stuff like that.
Yep.
So so apparently Becky and Liv are friends or whatever, and she was down there, and but all of a sudden we watched this match tonight, and it was not a good match.
Overall, it was not.
Yeah.
They had some good moments, but
right.
It was generally sloppy. Like I said at the time, they're both decent wrestlers.
Yeah.
Neither of them are great. They benefit from having a great wrestler to go against.
Right. Now, Becky, back in the day, I think she was the first NXT champ, if I remember.
She might have been. And honestly, she paved the way for women's wrestling. Like, because there was China, yes, but that was also still during the Diva era where it was mostly...
Yeah, but China beat Jericho.
Yes, she...
Beat him for, I think it was the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, but that mostly...
She could wrestle like a man, dude.
And that's what it was, where the women's division was still like a totally separate thing from her, for the most part.
I mean, yeah, the most part. Broad panty matches and this and that. Yes, I get it.
And
but
I think
China straight up went up to Vince and Triple H, because Triple H had a lot of stroke back then. Mm-hmm. Even before he started stroking Stephanie. But she was like, I can fucking... She could.
Yep.
But towards the end of her run in WWE, she started getting her feminine body back again.
Yep. And they started putting her in matches with women, where before it was... She would basically only wrestle men.
But it was, I think it was last night. I don't remember if it was WrestleMania 18 or 19. I think it was 19 was the one she wrestled with the fucking, that boy band dudes. And then...
Scotty Too Hottie and...
Yeah. And then the Radicals. Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit and fucking... Chris Benoit. Or no, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
And that's what, and they beat him. And she actually was she's the one who pinned Eddie.
Yeah. Like, China was ahead of the curve when it came to women's wrestling.
I think she's the one who
I think that
paved the way.
That started it.
Because if you look at Rhea Ripley, a lot of her get up, her stuff that she wears right now. Because right now she's fucking ripped, and a lot of her stuff that she's wearing is a
like an homage to
China. Yeah.
The thing with Becky is, I think she was the one that really took women's wrestling from the Attitude Era, where it was just women were there for you to gawk at. They weren't wrestlers. It was just.
Yeah, and there was only really a couple from back then that could.
Lita and Trish, and they stuck
China.
with it.
And China,
yeah,
those three,
yeah, and then Becky came in. I think she was the one that she got over so much with the crowd, like her whole the man thing.
There was another female wrestler that I seen last night that was with. Her name was Trish, and she, and I forgot all about her because I don't think her run lasted much more than 3-4 years.
Yeah,
but no. To get back to what you're saying, yes, I get it. I know exactly what you're saying about Becky. Becky, if I remember right, she was the first one. I think from NXT.
Yeah, she was definitely an NXT champion for sure. I don't know if she was the first, but she was 100% a champion there.
Look at Rhea, what she's done.
Rhea is next level.
She's the only female wrestler in the WWE that's won the NXT championship, the women, and then the Raw championship and the SmackDown championship. She is totally on a different level.
Yep.
Look at Paige. Paige, she was in between what's going on now and what was going on after the Diva era.
Yeah.
And Paige, have you ever seen that movie about her? Her and her family. Big wrestling family from the UK. Her brother wanted to wrestle big time, and she was into wrestling too, but she never thought she'd be any.
I think I know. I think she's in AEW now.
Yeah, she is.
She brought her fucking brother in. Yes, it's Soraya. Yeah. I knew it. Yep. As soon as you said her brother, I fucking knew who it was.
Her brother wanted to be big wrestler, and they both went to these tryouts, and he got kicked to the curb, but they brought her in, and there for a while, she was just like, she wasn't cutting it. And then she went, apparently, and this part is apparently true, she went up to The Rock and asked for some advice. And he, at first, was very fucking rude to her about it. Not very fucking rude. Apparently, he gave her tough love. And then finally told her, this is what to do. And then she went in and she had her fucking run, and it was fantastic. And then she got hurt. I believe she hurt her back or her neck in WWE, and she was out for a few years. And then now she's Soraya.
Now she's Soraya in AEW.
And apparently she has a sex tape out I need to see.
Oh, yeah, I definitely need to look into that.
But, yeah,
she brought her brother in because AEW is all nepotism, and it's...
Yeah.
It's a joke of an organization.
Tony Khan needs to pull his head out of his ass.
Yep.
And just look at history. Look at history. Look what happened with WCW. They were a fledgling company that did very well, but they did the same thing, and he's doing is they took their blueprints, and he's like, I'm not going to change anything because this is going to be different. Fuck you, you're wrong.
They're paying everybody exorbitant amounts of money.
Which is what WCW did.
And they do nothing to actually build a feud.
Nope.
Like every week to week,
shit changes.
It's random match. It's champion against some random guy for no reason at all.
Yep.
There's no ongoing storylines. I mean, every now and then, like Edge versus Christian was an ongoing thing, and it was fucking retarded. Sorry, not to use that word, but
Sting had a couple decent runs with. But yeah, they only did it with the guys that were past their prime.
Yes, that's their problem.
And I hate fucking saying that because I'm talking about Sting, and I'm talking about fucking Big Daddy Diesel, fucking Kevin Nash, and I'm talking about Scott Hall, and I'm talking about fucking Kurt Angle, and fucking what's his name?
Big Show, and
all these guys, and they promised him a fuckload of money, and actually, Kevin Nash was wanted by Sting to be there for his final match, and Kevin Nash couldn't because he's under contract with WWE as part of creative.
Yep. He just flat out said, like, what would that look like for me to show up there?
Yeah, and he said, I'd love to. I wish I could, brother, but I can't. And so Tony Khan is literally taking what Bischoff did and doing the same fucking thing, but he's fucking it up. He can't make a faction worth of shit. I really liked that main event mafia thing they were doing. I thought it was cool, but all those guys were in their fucking late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. You know, all of them had multiple surgeries. They were 5 minutes away from fucking retirement.
Like, now...
And Tony Khan, all he did was, like you said, he can't fucking write anything. You know what? I understand that you have a lot of money invested in this. I get it. But do what fucking Ted Turner did. Hire somebody else to fucking run it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe bring Bischoff back, which he did for a while. No, that was at TNA. I think he brought... But bring Bischoff, bring that other fucking idiot.
Russo, like...
bring those
even
two.
As bad as both of those guys are...
Now...
Even just like...
They're the ones who did the fucking Monday Night Wars.
They did? Bischoff and Russo fucking blew it on that, though. They had such a good thing going, and they just didn't know what to do.
And when Russo got canned, Vince took over, and Vince, halfway through the fucking... Not even halfway. I think it was 3/4 of the way through. their, what was it, 87-week fucking loss to Monday Night Nitro.
Yeah,
Vince took over, and within like 6 months, he fucking flipped the fucking script.
And there's a big wrestling conspiracy online that Vince McMahon sent Vince Russo to WCW to sabotage them.
Which is a possibility.
It could be, because Russo went from being the creative mind behind Degeneration X to a forklift match on WCW Nitro, like with Scott Steiner's mom on a fucking forklift. Like, it made no sense. It was fucking stupid.
I did like the idea that he had to get about, it's called the New Blood. Right when he came in, started the New Blood. Vampiro versus Sting, because they both fucking wore makeup. Yeah. They had Billy Kidman versus...
Kidman was great.
He was a cruiserweight / lightweight, but they had him going up against like fucking... who the fuck was it? Like fucker Randy Savage or somebody like that. You know,
he's got the exact same build as X-Pac. He should be in that same kind of... He
was a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Poor, and I when he was in the fucking the Flock with Raven, you know, they look like the fucking losers from grunge era Seattle. You know,
Raven looked like he just wanted to be Kurt Cobain.
Oh yeah,
so bad.
Oh yeah, you know, and so they had all.
And there was one thing he could have done to make that come true. He never did it.
Eat some shotgun.
Exactly.
Yeah, eat some birdshot. You know. Anyways, you know, hell of an episode. Justin, we miss you. Keep taking your pills. Go through the whole cycle.
Yes.
That the clap will come back.
It will come back.
It will. So will the herp. Everything else, syphilis. Take your pills.
Take your goddamn pills. We tell you this.
How many times?
Every fucking day.
Yeah, I borrow mine sometimes.
I wake up every morning and I text Justin.
Take your pills.
Take your pills.
Yeah. I told him I was going to give him some of mine. Because I'm good now.
Yeah, you're fucking clean.
I mean, it starts to itch a little bit more, and it's starting to hurt to pee again, but, you know. Whatever.
That's normal.
Yeah. I was a 3-inch blue flame coming out. Happens.
Yep.
Now I can weld.
Completely normal.
Yeah. So anyway, Lucas, do you have anything else that you would like our listeners to know?
Fuck Elon Musk.
And the NBA?
And the NBA. Especially the NBA.
Yeah.
Fuck Adam Silver, that alien-looking, anorexic-looking, cancer patient-looking fuck.
Dude, my brother's got cancer.
He doesn't look like Adam Silver, so he's good.
I gotcha. Anyway, if
fucking demon.
While you're listening to us, go ahead and hit that like button. Share us. We're on subscribe anywhere you can find us. Find the podcast, you'll find us. Alrighty. Make sure to let your mom know that since I was there earlier, to listen to us too.
And find us on our second channel, Drunks versus the World ASMR.